What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Fundi Ntshwanti again. Your lady friend on radio, but right now we are on YouTubing at What Happened to Spaza. Please don't forget to subscribe and like us, and please follow us on Instagram as well. Remember, guys, there's this thing is adverts now on YouTube page, and we apologize, but you have to watch it. Unfortunately, please wait to bear with us there. And I'm sitting with a lady. Says Spaza. I always like it. I always love it when I have girls, like it's always gents next to me. I always feel some type of way. Energy. Like you are a sausage fest Lena of some sort. I'm always excited to have a lady next to me. So I'm sitting with Mel-Jay.
Thank you.
Melis, how are you, my babe?
I'm alive.
Ne?
I am.
You are alive?
I'm living, bruh. What can I say, man? I am living. I'm in a grateful space. Yeah, man. I'm basically at a point in my life where I have peace, bruh.
Ne?
Like, peaceful, man.
Ne?
Come on, eh?
I find that very interesting, especially with all these diss tracks happening around you. But we'll talk. We'll put a pin on that. We'll put a pin on that for now and chat about it, because I want to start from the beginning, because as you know, we are asking Uguti what happened to Spaza, meaning the Spaza journey. We want to find out, Uguti, how did you become so involved into you, because at some point you were literally the only vocalist within the movement, yes, Spaza in Cape Town. So let's take it back to when it all started for you. Who introduced you? What interested you into being in the movement, or even just in being in music in general?
So I've always been interested in music since I was a kid. Like my mom would always catch me in the bedroom with like a broom and I would be concerting my life. And in school as well, because I lived in my suburbs for the better part of my childhood, and then moved to the hood when I was in my preteens. So with that family, a lot of the time, I was like one of the only 2 or 3 black kids in the school. So with that and then having a talent, I was always put in front, because in that era where now, we were starting to come into a rainbow nation.
Yeah.
So then fast forward, Spaza. How did I meet Spaza? I fell accidentally into the Spaza trap, actually, because at the time I was doing Afropop. I'm so ashamed to say this.
I'm a wife. So you started singing Afropop?
Yeah, bro. We had a group called Amasheleni.
With who?
Me and Umabuti, Umfumanis. Gayago A was a best friend of mine at the time. Fuck, I was a kid though. I was about 13? I can't even remember. But I remember the very first person that I met, who I later on discovered was a hip hop head through a friend of mine, Escala, was Info.
Oh, wow.
Info recorded the very first song I ever laced in my entire existence.
Okay.
And
how did it go? Yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah, we're going to do
that. 'Cause you take me more than you can do. And then I forgot the last part. But it was basically a hook to a Kwaito song. Because my other half was a Kwaito, can't say Kwaito rapper, but a Kwaito person. Because that time they were Kuzola. So that was the era. Then Umabuti just happens to live next door, Glow Phoenix. Ne?
Okay.
Bruh, there's always these guys coming in and out, wearing do-rags and these baggy pants, And I'm just like, I do like hip-hop. I follow these Tupac situations. I had a whole music book of Eminem songs, Tupac. I was in love with Song Cry by Jay-Z. Like, I used to recite that shit word for word.
Did you?
That's my song, bruh. Proverb. What's the song that he did with Urizin? I think it was For the Streets. That was me. And then I'm seeing these people, but I'm not making the connection.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's always this foreign music I haven't heard on mainstream media playing. Phoenix. We then went to perform Kwa Shoko, SIC.
Okay.
And I think a pageant of some sort,
Yeah.
I think that's where Reservoir saw me. I didn't see him on the day. I remember on that day I met Unokanyo, but I didn't know that was actually Ken Grizzly at the time. It was just some light-skinned chick standing by the door. Okay, cool, we leave.
Were you performing there?
Yeah.
Okay.
The following week, GS Kulwin. This dude I don't even know comes up to me on some, are you that kid? Let me perform on my booty. I'm like, yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
Okay, your sister, like, and I'd really like to work with you. My name is Reservoir. You're a guy I don't know. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm excited because he's saying he does this thing that I've been interested in being a part of. So we start meeting up. Every time before I go to school, around 6 a.m. in the morning, I'd go to his place. 6 a.m. in the freaking morning to a guy who I don't even know.
Why? Because music.
I was so curious, man. And I was learning so much. I think through Reservoir was the first time I heard of Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
Nina Simone. Like, about Erica Badu. And she'd be like, he was like, ultimately, this is the kind of power I want you to have. You understand? I know you can sing, but I want you to be a powerhouse like these people. So he started teaching me how to write music.
Okay.
How to listen to a beat. Like the basic stuff from the Bininging. Then I start falling out with my bro from the Kwaito group now. Because
now
what is this?
Because now you're not available now for your crew.
Exactly. And then I think after about a couple of months of us doing this whole chilling in the room and listening to beats, and that guy used to drum like stuff into me. Like he would literally just sit there, play beats. What do you think when you listen to this? What comes to mind and so forth?
Yeah.
Then he says, I want you to meet someone.
Okay.
Now, before we went to Info, we had gone to Fundi no Maputi. Again, I don't know Bang Fundi Merva.
Yes.
I'm just seeing this guy with a fro. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So, siyakuya with the hopes of recording Masho. I don't know what happened between Maputi and Masho, but it ended up not happening.
Okay.
I remember Masho at the time when we went to Plaza. I'm like,
wait. You went there for record and not to work with them.
Yeah.
Say. Okay.
So they met up, they spoke, and you know, kula culture ba. You don't just approach abantu understand? So I didn't even know who this guy is. So then he comes back who res on some. I want to introduce you to someone. Then we go back to Fundi. He's like, I'm like, no man, I've met this dude.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well. Oh really? Yeah. Well. Then we go to Masho, and he was basically the only person that kept repeating to everyone with ears, this girl's got talent.
Oh wow.
This kid can sing. And trust me, nobody took him seriously.
Nah.
Like no one.
Until
we did a song called Usame Clever. Nah? And I think he performed it somewhere, but I don't remember being part of the performance. Nah? Then after that, we did... you
and who?
Nanora Zavo.
Okay.
Then we did Bambela Singafoli. Ne? Hlungu ndiyeke uzophela nini na kwanhliziyo ndise. At the time, I've already met Unokanyo. We've become friends. I later find out that he was being petty. It was some relationship stuff. I was the kind of person where...
Oh, you only found out after Bana they're dating.
I know they're dating, right? Okay. But I didn't know that the song, the subject matter itself had to do...
Oh, wow.
You see, there's a fictional element and a truth element in the song.
In the song.
So now, I'm like, okay,
he
this is
wrote
awkward.
the song.
Yeah. He just came to me and said, Nancy Hukautul.
Okay.
Yeah, bo. So then, I think after we did the third song, I think it was Don't Cry. We then... I used to frequent Kwamashonisa at this point in time. Because now I've discovered there's someone that can actually make beats. There's something that's called music. So I'm obsessed. Like the rumors are true. I used to sit Kwamashonisa from the morning until late.
You were that girl?
I was that kid, bruh. Like I remember CJ. Yeah, I'm CJ at Delft. I will never forget that memory. Guy came into the studio, right? I think he had already started recording. He did an album where he did both a cappella of the whole album.
Oh, wow.
And beat versions. I will never forget hearing those harmonies. Have you ever listened to harmonies got Jasmine Sullivan?
Yeah.
That level. I was
one day
freaking blown away. He was finishing it off, but just listening to the finished product, I was sitting there going, so there's people like this? What?
That's so cool.
And
all of this happening in Gomashonisa.
Yep. Then what was this crew that all principals were part of, Ganene? I forgot the name of their crew. They would come into the studio, like buy beats and record it. I'm seeing these people come in and out. I met Jargon for the first time when they went to record
Yeah.
They didn't know who the fuck I was that time. Because and I was this very dark kid, and that's skinny, so I looked weird. Like nobody would notice me anyway. So eventually, Uezo comes up in the studio this one time. I think.
So hold up, let's just put a pin on that quick. The reason why you were the vocalist in the movement is because you literally had access to all the artists because you were sitting in a studio meeting everyone as they come.
And then there was Urez that kept saying to everyone.
Advantage.
Yeah, there was Rez that kept saying to everyone that came in, whenever he was there, he'd be like, this kid can sing, this kid can sing. And then I remember getting, now I've gotten acquainted with Masho. Like, you know, I'm now the child because I was younger than everyone else.
Yeah.
And he comes through, he says, yo, Uezo was supposed to be recording a song. The vocalist was supposed to be doing the song Aiko. So can you come through? I'm like, sure, whatever. Yeah, bro. Go through.
So Mashonisa spoke to you about the Uezo song.
Yeah, I come through in the studio. I remember Uezo, they had a crew at the time. I think it had recently started to break because he was doing a solo thing. And they were there, by two. And I know, who's this guy? I think he's into art and museums now. Okay. If I'm not mistaken. But gosh, I could tell stories about the concerts, the shows that I used to attend, the launches and stuff. Because even before I started recording music, I was like there at Park Jams. Oh my gosh, my very first encounter in a Park Jam, I was performing poetry. Kusa host to Coriander, no Slice. Yeah. I remember me and Anela once fucked up a performance.
Come on.
We fucked it up. We planned it so well. Then instead of the beat, we brought a freaking backtrack. I was the one that messed up the performance, by the way. And then eventually she had me after the show. I was like, yeah.
And apparently,
no, that was frowned upon.
Yeah, you had to perform live.
And you're asking, think about it. You're bringing soul and R&B into a hip-hop space, and then you disrespect them by bringing a backup track. Then you fuck up the performance.
But you guys were young. Let's go back to the song. Now Umashonisa is calling you to go do vocals.
So he brings through the lyrics and he's like, yo, this is how the song goes. I'm like, okay, cool.
So you've met Uezo once before this time, or?
I've seen him a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
I haven't officially met him on some Uezo. This is Mel-Jay. I'm just this kid, remember, that hangs around in the studio, that goes to these shows. Nobody actually knows me. We do this song. I remember. I think it was within that year or the year after, because it's been a long time. I mean, it's been what?
Yeah.
Hi.
Love you.
It's been so long. It's been more than 12 years since I dropped out. So the years are kind of fuzzy. Yeah. Not too long after that, I think it was my birthday night, Uezo had an interview with the Bush Radio, and they premiered that song for the first time. People went crazy. After that, I was working with a lot of mixed people. Yeah.
So you would say that song made Mel-Jay?
Not really.
Is it?
I would say Reservoir made Mel-Jay from the beginning. Because even after that song, remember the song did not come out for at least some time.
Okay.
So things started happening within that space. Now, after I record the song with Uezo, I get a call from Masho again on some. I have an artist in my studio, Otinga, a vocalist. You understand? So can you come through? Yeah, sure. Hey, I come in and it's solitude, bro. Like, what? Yeah. I had idolized this guy because I loved Ntshwanti. Like, I was a big fan of Ntshwanti. I used to watch him perform at VOE.
Wow, I wonder what happened to him.
He's still around. He's doing art right now. Record, it was It don't really matter what you say, cause love gets bitter every day.
Woo!
Recorded, and I was like, I think I like this sound.
Yeah.
I think this is me, you know? I come out the studio. The following weekend, I get a phone call from Lo Solitude. It was first to Masho. Look, Solitude wants your number. Should I give it to him? I'm like, yeah, sure. He calls me. He's like, no, I just want your name so I can put it on the credits.
Oh, wow.
Right? Masho had told him, but for some reason, he didn't believe Masho. So he calls me. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yo, do you know this person? Yeah. That's my dad. I'm like, that's my uncle. What are you talking about?
Don't lie.
Then I discover we're actually cousins.
Oh, nice.
He gets to meet his dad, whom he hadn't really had a relationship with in quite a while. And we started bonding through that. And then through that, I then associate with Sounds of the South.
Oh, okay.
At this point, Reservoir had added Don't Cry to a mixtape ka Sounds of the South. I started working with Litha as well. Started being an activist. Hey, mara xa ungumntana kaloku umntasekhaya wambudlala apha endleleni. I think I don't know when I did this song No J Pillars. I don't remember. I don't even remember how that interaction started. Like what happened there, like who approached who. I just know that this one time I end up in the studio. I didn't see Pizzo for that matter. Like none of Pizzo have never been formally introduced. This is Pizzo, this is Mel-Jay. Like a lot of people assumed though. They thought, you guys were in studio together. I'm like, no, it never happened. Yeah, well.
Oh wow.
I know of Pizzo, he knows of me.
So you did a song, and then Pizzo wasn't like, but you all became
we're all on one song.
On one song.
And then I just remember after that, Reservoir comes to me, says, Mike Substance has asked me to call you in. Let's write a hook. Yeah, bo. Now, okay, interesting. Actually, it's on some gospel tip. I know you're not very big on that, but let's just try this together.
Yeah.
And then it's time to thank the Lord for all his work and all his mercy. Gave me life and now I'm living because of his power. Skills and talents that he gave me to fulfill his journey. Uzuka lube kuwe, conquering Lion of Judah. Yeah, these lungs have smoked. Anyway.
So you did that song with Mike Substance?
Yeah. Now, at this point...
because I know she's also a vocalist.
She rapped. She added some backup vocals as well. Because it was her brainchild that she wanted this to happen. And then I remember at the time, we were close because we're now friends. But I didn't know that he is actually on the record. How I found out, we got dogged on that song, bro. We're supposed to be doing a performance Hip Hop Gaslam. Okay. The agreement is you come through at this time and we're meeting up backstage and we're performing. Okay. Right? Me and Ngadisa get there. How this girl is on stage performing.
Mike Substance. Alone.
No explanation, nothing.
Alone.
At that time, my level of maturity was so low.
But hold on. Who said to you guys, come?
She was like, we were speaking on the phone moments before. Me, I didn't know you actually had to be at Baxter like at least at 1 o'clock. Then the show starts at 8. Yeah. The idea was,
so you guys were late.
You come through at 6. Get past, it's fine. We'll perform song, and then you get there and Mogel is on stage. She doesn't still come down and say, okay, guys, I performed or whatever. This is what's going on.
Okay, yeah. Oh wow.
I was sitting in the front row.
But then she probably thought that you guys knew.
I was actually ready for the performance. I sat in the front row, right? And as soon as she started singing my part, now okay, spotlight pamos ne. I walked out.
You went on stage?
The light was following me out.
You went on stage?
No, I walked out the door, bruh. Like, I was just like, I'm not doing this. No, bye. They didn't decide to stop me halfway to the door. I was like, dude, even it's me. I didn't know. So, like, my two brides, fine. So, eventually, we got over that.
Did you ever speak to her about it? Or she speak to you about it?
Is there ever speaking where Mike Substance is concerned, though? Like, she's she's not the kind of person that's gonna come down to your level and have a conversation with you, especially when she feels like she's right. Like, I'm not being shady. This is the honest truth, right? Because we later on ended up having a conversation about something very different, which she approached, I think now, as an older person, coming from her understanding at the time, with a very judgmental attitude.
Okay.
You understand? And we never spoke about that night.
So still that night,
but I'm over it. I mean,
well.
Then I think not too long after that, kufika, I think bongs ne, wamba no buntu, painlin ne. On some, we're really interested in doing a song with you.
Okay.
We're gonna go and record.
Dude, at this point, everyone is coming to you, wanting to work with you. Are they paying you? Is anyone paying you?
No. Ain't nobody paying me, child. Didn't nobody have that kind of money? What you talking about?
No, but even like your 200, see, your 500, anything, nothing.
Look, I was excited.
And now you were like, didn't care.
Yeah, and also my mom was happy with the fact that I was doing something that I liked, that she, supported. And, the money part of it, nobody really cared.
Well, I kind of understand because there's a lot of things that we did for free at the time. So what else?
And another thing is that we weren't really making money as a movement.
Yeah.
So when you tala, I can't fault them. So they come through and they're like, yo, we want to do this song with you. Mm-hmm. Are you down? I'm like, yeah, sure. No, name a day. We go to the studio. I can't remember how long after that.
Yeah. And what song was that?
It was Ulbambelinga Shon.
Okay.
We're in the car and they play this beat and nobody wants to spit their verses. They just tell me, okay, this is about this type of scenario.
Okay.
We'll give you one line, Ulbambelinga Shon. And I'm just like,
run with it.
So now I'm in the car. We're on our way to Moonies. Bemane beti tembali bulali, itembali apilisa, uzulbambelinga shoni, uzulbambelinga shoni, bemane beti tembali bulali. Then the harmonies come up. Now after they've recorded their verses, I'm standing in the booth. I'm like, okay, let me just try something. Go crazy with the harmonies. And Ruti is like, if that's the best you can do, then girl, you cannot sing.
During the people.
This guy. Now he's forcing you to want to prove a point.
Yeah.
Someone is like, can you come back? Like, I'm going to go and fetch you. Like, I feel like we need to do some more work in the studio. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. We come out.
But are you not demotivated at this point? Are you like, because also you're young and...
I had energy, bruh. Like, I had energy for days.
So you're like, let's go.
The thing is, I was in a space where I was told, no, you don't fit the mold. Doesn't make sense for you by men. So I dealt with that. It
wasn't anything new.
I dealt with that also ekas. I dealt with it eskolweni.
Yeah.
So by the time you move into a masculine space and people start telling you that you're not good enough, who cares?
Yeah, bro. Okay.
So at this point, I'm like, I'm gonna try and prove it to you that I can actually do this. Go back home, and then we end up manesiya komuni ke ngoku.
Yeah.
And then from there, manesiya kurute, and we'd listen to beats, and we would freestyle on them. Eventually, we did a song. I remember I had written this hook out of heartbreak. Hey, man, hip hop boys will fuck you out, bruh.
Adele vibes.
Bro, I wrote this hook and it just sat there and I kept performing it in Nansikeni, Wamlamli. Like I'd come up on stage and I'd just perform a hook and I'd leave. That was my thing because I didn't have material.
Yeah.
That's the other reason why I never actually had a show of my own or somewhere where I'd be called and be like, okay, this is your set.
Or a project. Yeah.
Because I never had complete material. So then, kubekho uMesulu wahlala ngengqini kaNansikani at the time. He was very talented. So we end up linking up noMesulu, siye kwaRuti, and we start recording. Your love is gone, probably living on your own right now, but your pride won't let you. You won't go begging, you know you need it. And you're probably living on your own right now. But I forgot the lyrics of it, was a while ago. And we just kept it there. We never put it out. Then,
yeah.
get called by a DSO. They're saying, yo, we are launching a project. Come through a rent office.
Okay.
Yeah, bo. Hi, okay, fine. I go a rent office. Now, this is after at this point, I've performed, Azo. I think it was the Better mixtape, A Blue Wall, where people are like demanding, we want to see the song being performed. So eventually we came on stage and performed it. Then now, people know the face behind the name. So at Delta,
that's why I'm saying that's the song that actually
introduced me.
Yeah, to the masses. Yeah.
So now, I feel like on a scale between Ulbambelenga Shoni, no story of my life.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a tip because with Ulbambelenga Shoni, that was like the catapult. That was the push me forward vibe. Then we get a rent office and I'm standing with this group of girls and they're like, yo, we're here to meet this Mel-Jay chick. Yeah. I'm like, yani. Like, yeah, man, yo, vocals like yeah, well. And I'm having a conversation. I'm like, it's wild. Like they have this idea of me. Like she's probably like this, Nubian
sounds like
queen.
My radio life.
Saba like India Ari vibes.
And you're standing there like, yo.
I don't meet this criteria. Eventually they call me up on stage and I go up and they're like, oh, what you It was crazy.
That was cool.
I get up on stage and I start singing and I realize the entire packed hall knows this song better than I do. That was a gratifying moment for me.
Yeah, no.
Because now it's like all of those times I've sat in the studio and all of those hours I spent no reservoir, all of those times that I got into trouble with my mom going to late night shows and people are finally hearing what I have to say.
Not taking anything away from Oezo's work, but I don't know the rest of the song. I only know the hook. I'm like, I only know the hook. So I'm also like one of those people who are
a lot of people latch onto what can I say, what resonates with them in music.
Yeah.
And whoever wrote that hook, kudos to them.
Also, I've always wanted to say could you kindly, because Saske sapikisana with someone about the lyrics. I think Sazi fagelez it. As black people, it's like la hook katembisiete like we think it no it's the Tina's lyrics.
To be or not to be, that's the question. Story of my life. Was never talented enough to be.
Oh, was never I did not cousin.
I know a lot of people had different variations of that song. So then we do Ulbambelenga Shoni. That show went crazy and I'm just like, okay, I'm feeling much. Right now, I ain't a peak much. I'm here. I am that bitch.
I know that I don't know if Uezo won an award, Hip Hop Kaslam of that song.
It was DSO. You guys presented the award.
We presented Nano Crosby the award, and they didn't call you up on stage.
Dude, I walked up on that motherfucker. I was just like, no one is doing me dirty this time again. I am walking the fuck up. Because again, the story was very compelling. For me that listened to lyrics Gabuntu and lyrics Gabongani, I understood why they felt that it was on them that the song became as big as it is. But a lot of people who don't have the time to listen to the complicated lyrics that they spit were listening to the hook. Because that song also won because of the vocals, the hook. Yes, the narration was a huge part of it. Like for me, I still say that, like, if I were to compare the two stories, because I know a lot of people never listen to stories like Azo, and if you actually take the time and be careful enough to listen to what he was saying, it had a lot more substance than anything else he's ever put out, because it came from the heart. It was a story of where I've been, what I've been interested in, what I love as a person, and how I am here now. With Ubuntu no Bongani, they took a step out of their own lives and told a story that was outside of their comfort zones, and they told it in a way that was it had so much reverence to it. You understand? But now, the average listener...
But also, like, did that cause a sort of like tension, Yana, that they sort of pushed you aside? eyakho indima on the song?
I was bummed, I don't want to lie.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, okay, slapha ngoku, and then y'all don't even mention me.
Yeah.
And then not too long after that song, now DSO becomes a trio. Now there's Unoma Kristu. And I remember someone once said, I don't know in what space it was, that the idea to have Unoma Kristu in the crew may have been brought by the fact that they worked with the vocalist and saw that this was viable.
Yeah.
And homage was never paid. To this day. Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I like these guys.
Yeah.
I've still performed with them afterwards, but there's never been a moment where they said, yo, you know what,
dude,
thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even with Hijack story, they still called me over after that whole Libamilinga showed the fuck up. We were in the studio. I didn't have beef. But
why didn't you say anything, though, about how you felt?
I was the petty girl.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't say anything because...
Why you wrong type of vibe.
Like, I was the person that was ridiculous for even thinking there was something wrong.
Ah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes we would go to shows, for example, and I'm expecting to perform, for example, or there's an open mic or whatever, and I get skipped over. And I would complain even to my friends, and I'm ridiculous because it's a hip-hop space. So I carried that to about, and first of all, I'm not even in the movement anymore. So you know what? It's fine.
Whatever.
You know what I mean?
Now I wanna, cause we don't have that much time, cause there's so much to say. Cause you're distracted, cause we're outside,
and the groove just starts in.
I know, right? So I wanna come to now with the diss tracks happening, cause you are like in the midst of it.
Yeah, I'm the epicenter of the whole conversation.
Yeah.
And nothing new was said, bruh. Nothing that isn't already public knowledge.
From your end, what happened? Why you attack? Because that's what people are saying. But Uezo is attacking a woman. Why did he attack you?
Because he had the opportunity. Because no one else is gonna come at him for anything that he ever says.
Wait, kuqale kanjani though?
So the conversation had something to do with Uncedisa. Now, before we become hip-hop heads or before we become vocalists, we grow up in a black society where ubhuti wakho ngubhuti wakho, regardless of what social standing they're in, right?
Yeah.
And we've become very close to Uncedisa over the years. In fact, it's just to go to Uncedisa. So ngubhuti wami.
Yeah.
Understand? And when I love someone, I go to bat for them. Like, I'm never not going to show up for you if I know that, like, I got you like that.
So Uezo is right. You did come in between Indo yakhe and Ntshwanti.
Yeah.
Did you know what the fight was about between them?
I will say this. There was a conversation that was had moments before that post came onto my radar.
Yeah.
I understand that. Between Ntshwanti. And then, for me, when that post came up, I understood. Okay, this person is hearing from. Hence I said in my very first comment, leave in like it's like A to B, A and B, between A and B, and see yourself out of it, because I knew it's bigger than just whatever he thinks was said about him and said about him. Understand? And in fact, I initially came in very constructive, but then when we get dirty, I'm not going to shy away and walk. We're all going to be dirty. Now, the mistake that is made here is the assumption that I have something to hide.
Go.
The thing is, the whole thing of Abantwana Baza's choice as sorted and a failed marriage, that was never not public knowledge. Over the past years, I've shared intimate details of my life on social media for a reason. You don't let people hold that much power over you.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Uezo close to Nokanye, who was friends with me for a very long time.
Yeah.
You understand? So when he speaks from a point of, I know this information because I got it from this source.
Yeah.
You understand? And I'd always say to her, even when we were friends, Mamela, there's nothing about me that's not going to be public knowledge.
Yeah.
Because I don't like people having power over me.
Yeah.
You understand? So when he started coming in at me on some, from different fathers.
Yeah.
I was like, say something brand new.
Wait. So, Oh my God, there's so much to cover. So much to cover. So when I are not friends anymore?
No.
Not because of the Azo thing?
No.
Okay,
we
that's a separate dose. But still, I feel like still, ungene into ka Azo no ncedisa.
Yeah.
Engakufuniyo.
I own it fully because I felt as though at the time he's disrespecting someone that I like
that you love,
that I have a lot of respect for.
Okay.
And I even went back to Ntshwanti Nathi. I'm going to bet for you on this one because I feel as though you're being disrespected.
Okay.
You understand? We are here now. We're no longer in that era. Who cares about what happened then? I'm not still rehashing about, hey, Usman Ban did this to me back then.
Yeah.
I cried then. I got over it back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there are ways of getting your name out there without trying to make other people look less than.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
That was the point I was trying to drive home. But you can still be uezo. You can still be great. You can still be amazing.
Yeah.
Without using other people's names to amplify that.
But now, I don't want to, because I feel like I'm tetelel. But like Difuna Oza nese stories pelel. In his defense, uti uqaliwe nguncedisi.
Because whatever was said, understand, was said to have come from. Yabona lento ininzi ne?
Yeah, ininzi
bayo. I've not been given the permission to actually spill the beans. That's what sucks.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Like even what surprised me though, in that entire interaction, because me and Azo have never been friends. Even when we worked together, we've never been close. Like we've never really liked each other. Like we worked. That was it. When he called me in for Rukwanzuma Caesar, for example, which one of the things he mentioned, he was actually dead ass right. I fucking bombed that song. Because I'm not a gospel person.
Oh, so you agree, but you fucked up that song.
I fucked it up, really, bro. I even walked away from the studio thinking, what the fuck did I just do? I bombed it, and then like I was even nervous when it was about to come out because I know some people can be cruel and be like, I'm gonna put that out anyway, and let you expose yourself. But thankfully enough, he had Umili to come in and save the day.
Yeah,
dude, I've never been a kid that sings in church. Dude,
before Siphelele Clash, what do you think, in your opinion, happened to his past?
Low ambition.
Ooh.
A lack of feasibility.
A
lot of people came into Spaza having dreams as big as Cape Town.
Yeah.
Not thinking beyond. You understand?
Yeah.
When 3 months Cup made it, when Okaji made it into other spaces, it was, they did it. Sharp. Understand? It's also, when you think about it on a business scale, you need to create something when you're starting from scratch that is going to be monumental, that's going to like change things. I was watching with Damon Dash on another podcast, and he was talking about how when he started Rockefeller, he had this huge vision and he wouldn't stop until it was executed.
Yeah.
So I think for Spaza, we lacked someone with that kind of vision. I feel like had Reservoir sticked around, maybe he would have come up with something like that.
Dad feels good he was that for Spaza.
Look, I have a lot of respect for the work that Dad did. For the platforms that he provided. But there's only so much that one person can do before they are consumed with themselves. I say this with so much love. Before you get to a point of, I am the president, nothing goes past me. Understand? You can do so much.
Yeah.
Like, for example, there were a lot of people that could have, come together as a collective.
Don't you think that's like the thing with Spaza, where people are,
like everybody's like,
everyone gets to a point where they like,
why are you happy when what you're doing is not bringing money? Like, I dropped off because I was like, now I have a kid to take care of. Fundi led to this point, and this is as far as my family can take me. Okay, fine, I need to take care of my people. And then, the money thing of it started being an issue. I think the only time I made money was when Ubrasim brought me into Irabs Reloaded, and I started doing projects with him for Ntshwanti production companies. Like, that's when I started like bringing in cash, doing CTV poetry skits, that shit. Then eventually I was like, man, I'm not even that invested in this thing, so then we're gonna make money. So for me, before you grow a certain level of ego, make sure that this thing that makes you egotistical is what's bringing in the bag. You can't be putting out free music and then come back and claim king status. Yes, I was freaking amazing. I didn't come into Spaza wanting to be legendary. I accidentally walked into Spaza. I was a kid having fun, being saved from the streets because I grew up in the hood. I'm still in the hood. And I said, I'll get out one day when I'm good. But the point of it was, for me, I needed something that was going to take me outside of whatever was going on in us. And it did that for me. Understand? At some point, you know, I created a name for myself, wonderful, but there was never the game plan for me.
Do you think there's a chance for Spaza, the movement, to be back on the, I don't know what to call it?
I think it needs to evolve.
In order
there needs to now be a business aspect to it. You understand? There needs to be a what does Spaza bring to the table that makes it competitive against the same
whatever
genre
is out there
in other brackets. You understand? Because right now, kuna piano, there's still, you know, boom bap rap. There is now, but in don't learn the trap. So
it's Lolo.
Lolo, understand? So if you can exist in those spaces and be competitive and have a certain level of longevity, then why not bring it back? You understand? But now we need to take the egos out of the conversation, take the history out of it, because you're not who you were.
True.
I'm not the Mel-Jay that walked into that one day and sat down and decided, I want to be here with you.
True.
You know what I mean? I want to learn what you're doing. I'm a different woman now. I'm somebody's mother. You know, I've got responsibilities. So it needs to be a collaborative effort.
Dude, I have to ask you this question. I keep saying we're out of time, but I have to ask you this question. The concept of groupies within Spaza movement, do you feel there was groupies or not, or what's your feeling?
Even me, I was a groupie. So like, at some point, I was called a groupie because I didn't have a name. Nobody knew who I was. So I don't think they were groupies per se. Because no one was paying money to see certain artists. No one was buying merchandise. Because when you're a groupie, you have to be all that invested.
No, people were buying merchandise.
Yeah, but
I know people were buying merchandise.
It's not like they were standing these poor guys. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of the women that I know in the movement, like the Tembela twins hosted jam sessions. And it's a park jam. Or Monica were responsible for the shows at Philippi. These people were doing a lot.
The magazine on
they were
online.
hooking people up. So for me, I didn't buy into that concept of Usbanbani group. Because I was a groupie and I was fucking talented.
Because I think we were like, if you want to call as girls, we are saying Bazane impacted Tile, then that means Songas is a groupie.
And you should invite sisters in rap actually.
They didn't want to come.
Bruh!
Thanks to
you.
It
would have been an awesome conversation.
Thanks to you.
When I say but you know what's nice is that after all of that, people started talking about Uezo and his music. Wonderful. People know who Lioness, Doja Queen is. They know now it's Mel-Jay, Shem. Even though it's no longer relevant to me anymore. You know? At the same time, it also got people talking. So I ain't mad at the nigga. I mean, I do have 2 kids, but 2 different men. You know, my marriage did fail. The fuck? Life happens. You know what I mean?
We are live.
I mean, even with Uken saying, I'm that bitch. Yes, honey, I am that bitch.
I still wanted to know the beef there, but I don't have time. Quickly, before we go.
There's no beef, there's chicken only, bruh.
Your top 5 favorites, Spaza movements.
Top 5 favorites, Spaza movement. Wait. Loputi. What's up, bye? What's Uban? Abantu.
Oh.
Was he in Spaza, first of all?
I don't know.
Very first Spaza song I fell in love with was Ntshwanti.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to mention I worked with the Black as well, but then that doesn't count.
What?
Second person. Oh my gosh, it has to be Freeman.
Freeze, yeah?
Yes, oh
That's
my gosh. Who else? Backyard. Fundamental specifically.
Okay.
No. Oh no, Phoenix as an individual artist.
4. Okay.
Number 5. Who am I missing? But not in any sort of,
yeah.
But those for me were people that did the fuck out of music.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That still do the fuck out of music. Like when Ubudlu puts pen to paper.
Yeah.
My brother listens to him a lot. Like he follows him every single time. I always know, hey, bro.
Yeah. What are you doing now is Mel-Jay, the vocalist. Can we expect something from you anytime soon? What are you up to?
I recently jumped into the studio with the Rhyme Slinger, the KDC spokesperson.
Okay.
We did, well, it was supposed to be 2 tracks, but I ended up taking over the second one.
Oh, wow.
I don't know, when it comes to intention of release, for me, I'm not really psyched and motivated by music anymore.
Okay.
Especially doing it, so it's too much work.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna want to put something out though in a while's time. I know he just put a project out as well.
Yeah.
Gosh, I actually have not been working with anyone. I've been trying to write now in terms of noveling.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm trying to dabble with right now. I'm halfway into doing my manuscript, and I'm hopefully going to try and speak to a few people in publishing houses. I'm very interested in doing fiction.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But yeah,
you go, girl.
The stage, you're baffled.
Someone else who was features, because at least you're still doing that.
Yeah, there's still people that come through and they're like, I want to make music with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I feel like whatever it is you're saying, is something I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
And it's whatever. Because one thing about the history of music that I've made with people, there's always been a significance. What are we saying? What's the conversation we're starting? You understand? And I always want to carry that on. Okay. Oh, and my son sings.
Of course, he's gonna sing.
He's a big fan of Shivion.
Guys, it's Fiepa at the end of the conversation with my girl Mel-Jay. So unfair, I know, right? The one time I have a lady here with me, sausage fest, but it's okay.
It's your fault.
It's always the men's fault. You are my thought. I was phoning.
Like serious.
Guys, until the next time, please don't forget to subscribe and like us. Follow us on Instagram. We are What Happened to Spaza. We are outside, and hopefully this is the last time we shoot outside because
it's happening. It's that bitch Mel-Jay, Queen